We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The Met Gala official Instagram page says that Nicki Minaj has been banned from the Met Gala for an indefinite period. We don't know in which year she make a big return. Then it was posted, public image is very important in order to be invited to the Met Gala. You must have impeccable behavior. Be respectful and not constantly associate with scandals to be invited. You need to match the image of the event, okay? Now, a lot of people are speculating that the Carters have gotten Nicki Minaj banned from the Met Gala. Okay, that's why people feel like this was posted, but I don't know if I fully believe this. Like I said before, Anna Wintour is the only person that can ban anyone, and if she didn't ban Doja Cat for smoking at the event, okay, 2 years ago, I doubt that she's banning Nicki Minaj for associating with, the far right politicians, especially since she's cool with Jeff Bezos and his wife, okay? So I don't know if I fully believe it, but I definitely believe that the Carters would try to get Nicki Minaj banned. I do believe that. I just don't believe it's because of this. I think it would be only because the Carters want Nicki Minaj not to be there. I don't think it has anything to do with what political views she may have. And the reason why is because there are people that are both from, the right and the left that attend these events. Okay, and she's cool with Jeff Bezos. So I just don't believe that at all. I believe that Camel Face, since he's popping out and dropping music, which we will get to a little bit later, because he's popping back out, he might make a grand appearance at the Met. The last time he been at the Met was 10 years ago, same amount of time as Beyonce. It might even be more years that he hasn't been. But the point of the matter is, I think that's the only person that would be pushing for Nicki Minaj to get banned. But I really don't think Nicki needs to be there because a lot of her ops going to be there. Cardi B, Megan, Lizzo, Doja. She going to have a lot of people looking at her and, possibly trying to get underneath her skin or trying to run up. And definitely Cardi B would try something like that. I don't think Doja has class. Doja's not going to move like that. Lizzo, I don't see Lizzo's big ass doing that. But I can see Cardi B running up or trying to, start confusion and controversy at the Met because we know she needs all the scandals she can get because that music ain't selling. So I can see her doing that. Everybody else, I think everybody else would just kind of side-eye Nicki or, look at her in a certain way. But I don't think anybody would try to approach her or do anything. But definitely think the Carters would try to get her banned. I don't think that it has anything to do with her political beliefs, so I don't believe this at all. Now, moving on to baby mama scratch off. She announced, like I've been saying since last year, that she is pregnant with 21 Below Average's baby. She announced her new album. I think it's coming out May 29th. And the album is called, according to her, Big Mama. Now, she did address a few people in the song called Business and Personal. Scratch Off said, rap bitches putting singles out. Shit ain't hitting like my throwaways. I'm like, who is she talking about? Because all the female rappers technically right now are flopping. So I'm confused who she throwing that shade towards. It could be Megan Thee Stallion. Megan recently dropped a single and it flopped. Cardi B, none of her songs on her album have made any noise. Doja, where's Doja? So that line could be at any female rapper. Then she also said, I put the vintage Rolex. That's the only thing with an older face. Y'all Beavers gotta chill on the hate. Now, that is a shot a lot of people believe at Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj said that she thought Scratch Off was 35. I guess Nicki might have hit a nerve. She's still thinking about the fact that Nicki called her old. So, she had to address that. Then she said, B-Words beef with me is rap because they ain't effing ready. She said, they call me Big Mama like a fat B word. Oh, they think Crody wrote it. Well, that's a compliment. Okay. Now, Crody is Champagne Thickums. A lot of people feel like Champagne Thickums and 21 Below Average, who are very close to each other, are writing for Scratch Off. So she did acknowledge that. I do feel like she's heavily influenced by Champagne Thickums, and he probably has given her some pointers. Okay. She didn't even deny it. She just said it was a compliment. Too bad he can't help you chart. Now, overall, I wasn't really gagged. I felt like, what was the point of announcing that you're pregnant? You still gotta hide the baby daddy. I mean, he had his chubby fingers all up in the music video. Why don't you show yourself 21 Below Average? I mean, my whole thing is he could divorce his wife and marry Scratch Off since she's a citizen. Because the reason why he married his baby mama is because he got in trouble with ICE and Rock Nation told him to marry his baby mama. Camel Face and Rock Nation helped him get out of that legal situation he had with ICE. But, he can't just marry Scratch Off now. She's a citizen. Now, she did show scrapbook pictures of 21 Average when he was a child, but he should have been in the music video. And I don't feel like this song was that much of a bop. It sounds like a song that she has put out before. I wasn't really impressed with the song for, dropping it after being on hiatus. So I think I wasn't really gagged like that. And she even talked about the label not helping her. She said, still making shit shake with no help from the label. Okay? So she did basically admit that RCA, the colorist, is not helping her. And why would they? Because most of her singles and even her albums have flopped. So that's probably why. But I was kind of underwhelmed by the song and the announcement. At least if you go and announce a pregnancy, why are you hiding the man? Okay? It just doesn't make sense. It's almost like he's taking advantage of her. He knows that no matter what he tells her, she's still going to stick beside him. And now it's too late because y'all going to be attached to each other for life because y'all have a baby. So now it has been reported that allegedly Justin Bieber and Usher got into an intense altercation at the Oscars after party hosted by Queen Bee and Camel Face, according to TMZ. They are saying that Usher approached Justin very angry, okay, wanted to smoke, and there was a shouting match, but no hands were put on each other. Now, a lot of people want to know, why would Justin and Usher have issues? Remember, Justin Bieber unfollowed Usher a few years ago, and allegedly it has a lot to do with Diddy. That's the real. Justin has struggled in the industry when it comes to, his mental health. And he has blamed his mental health, mostly on Diddy and Usher, because Usher signed and groomed. I mean, I wouldn't say groom. I think, that might be a strong word, but he signed Justin, showed him the ropes of the industry, but he also allowed Justin Bieber to have sleepovers at Diddy's house.
What we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go buck full crazy.
Buck full crazy. I wonder what that means. Now, making music, is that crazy? Or is it getting pimped out and playing with somebody's badussi? Is that crazier? Okay? Now, Justin has, lied allegedly and told the public that he had no relations with, Diddy, or Diddy never did anything to him. But obviously, why would a grown man admit that they allowed Diddy to play with their badussi? No straight man's going to admit that. But the point of the matter is, Justin always had, resentment towards Usher for allowing him to be exposed to certain things in the industry. Not just Diddy, but substances, drugs, certain people. Usher did not protect Justin, and that's why he didn't want to speak to him at the Carter's Oscar party. Now, of course, they're trying to push this narrative that nothing happened and Justin just didn't want to talk to Usher. That's the narrative that they want to push. But then why did Justin unfollow Usher last year? If you don't want to talk to somebody, you don't have to talk to them. Why you got to unfollow them? Because there's beef. There's issues. And hopefully, maybe, I was just thinking, I have a grand idea. Usher and C Breezy are back cool after their little debacle 2 years ago. And Justin and C Breezy are in a good space. Maybe Chris Brown could bring Usher and Justin together. He knows how it is to be in the industry very young and get taken advantage of and be exposed to certain things. That's a great idea. I just came up with that. Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Doja Cat is in Africa, and she decided to reach out to her father, who she previously called a deadbeat. And I guess she reached out to him, and he said that he could not make it to one of her shows. So this is what she decided to say on TikTok.
On a lighter note, I was messaging my father because he's here in Africa, and he said that he couldn't make it to my show because I don't message him enough, and I didn't call him on WhatsApp. So I sent him gay porn, and I said, if you go to this link, you can get a ticket. It's super duper easy. And he said, oh yes, I will send this to my management. My management will handle all of this at the moment. I'm just very busy doing costume and rehearsal. So at the moment I cannot do this myself. So fair, right? And so then he's at work, right? And he's working. And so he just keeps on messaging me, and he says, I'm just very busy right now. And I can't get to the phone. I can't do this at the moment. And then keeps messaging that to me. And then I sent him the website again. He said, what is the website? Because we were messaging each other, but he didn't see the link the first time. And so I sent it again. And he said, darling, what is this? What I'm seeing is a gay porn. It's like a porno on my screen. And I don't know if it's a scam, because I feel like I'm scamming here. So please, sweetheart, I don't know what to do with this. I can't get the ticket.
Now, Doja Cat has talked in the past about her strained relationship with her father, and how he's a deadbeat and he wasn't really around. But I feel like maybe she just gotta let this relationship go, okay? Because I don't see how sending him gay videos is going to make him want to go to the show or be in your life, okay? He needs to go to therapy. You definitely need to go to therapy. But I feel like this was just, a waste of time. If I was you, I would just move on with your life. You're a successful millionaire, and you don't need your father, clearly. So I think it's just, instead of doing this, I think it would be better for you just to move on. Now, Camel Face is back. It has been announced that Camel Face will be doing 2 shows on top of the Roots Festival that he's doing. He's doing 2 shows at the Yankee Stadium. Okay, so Camel Face is trying to make a comeback. Okay, clearly. DJ Khaled reposted it, and so did Rihanna repost the shows. A lot of people feel like DJ Khaled and Rihanna gonna pop out. Okay, is Camel Face gonna do his own version of the pop out and bring out Rihanna, Beyonce, DJ Khaled at his Yankee Stadium show? That's about to be lit. Rihanna, I don't know if Rihanna would ever really do it, because Rihanna can't really sing live. I don't think she can. I don't think she can sing live like that. So it would be interesting. But, you know, we got auto-tune. You know, maybe they can turn her mic down really low. But she's supposed to be putting out music as well. So it seems like Roc Nation, they trying to get back on top. You know, Rihanna and Camel Face, they both took a 10-year break. And allegedly DJ Khaled is dropping music as well. So Roc Nation trying to get back on top. Let me know if you guys are going to go to the Yankee Stadium show and support Camel Face, and if you think he might perform at the Super Bowl. He's doing all these stadium shows and festivals, and it seems as though he might want to perform at the Super Bowl next year. But I feel like that's not fair because you can't choose yourself. He gets to choose who performs. I don't feel like it's fair for him to choose himself. You know, that's not fair. And you about 65. I don't really want to see you on stage like that. No shade. That's just me personally. But I do feel like these shows going to sell out. I do believe it's going to sell out because he hasn't done a tour or anything like that in a long time. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on the charts as racist. Blake Lively, Selena, 50 Cent and Diddy, JUSTԻN and Haley on Patreon. Link would be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.